But
Yeah, yeah.
what it did for me was just open the gateways to what I'd already had studied, past lives, and this life, of course. So so straight away I was into practicing it, um, and doing consultations from 1995. So yes, that's nearly 30 years now. Um, and several years of that, and I started teaching sacred geometry workshop weekends, until I realized, I think it's what we touched on a bit earlier, Andrina, um, that many people were not able to, understand the mathematics and the numbers, and then realize that if I started to use sound and relate that to number, like, one, and then the two is the octave, and halfway is a major fifth on the piano and things like that, then people could actually feel the numbers and feel sacred geometry, and they could feel the effect it was having on their body. You're flashing my lifetime before me.
High speed.
At high speed, yeah, lovely. Um, so yeah, so that started, and then for a few years, I realized that there were areas that weren't working in feng shui, and I was facing things like, a child with leukemia, and too near a substation, and
Mm.
my feng shui training didn't help there. So and there was one consultation up in Yorkshire, and that was the case. The child's bedroom was quite close to a substation, and my assistant at the time was holding the dowsing rods, and when they were crossing, that was an indication of a serious effect on that child that was in that room. And so I stood by the substation and just called on the spirit of Plato. And he showed me how to put an energetic grid, a
Mm.
geometric grid around the substation to stop the damaging waves from spreading across to the house. And as I looked across, and she didn't know what I was doing, I could see her dowsing rods went from crossed. So that's how it was real time at that
Mm.
console. And so that I knew straight away that that worked. And that was a huge turning point for me in sacred geometry and protection structures, which I teach now in my 1 year academy, House Whispering Academy course.